everyone, it's Tia Denise. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today we're going to be branding some of those magnetic bookmark holders that you can use for craft shows or gifts or various things. So let's go ahead and get ready and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start out with Google, because basically Google Docs is free to anybody. I found a few images, and I am going to tell you, black works better with this. Color, for some reason, will not work on this brown craft kind of heavier cardboard paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Insert, Drawing from that tab, and then you're going to find an image that works best for you. Like I said, the black images with black ink, because I'm using an Inkjet printer, not sublimation, Inkjet, because everyone pretty much has Inkjet. You'll upload that image, and then you'll go to... I was like, oops, I can't go yet. So you have to go to Actions, and then you'll go over to Rotate, and then flip horizontally. So it goes mirrored image. Then you're going to go ahead and insert that image into the Google Doc. So you hit Save and Close. It'll bring it up on your screen. I have a bunch of them in there. So I did the Bloom Where You're Planted, then the Stay Salty with Matthew 5:13. You'll go ahead and do the text, I think it's through the image, I'm pretty sure. I kind of have to mess with my settings when I mess with it, but typically I think I do through the image right there, that one right there with the fixed position. That way you can move them around and they're not going to get all wonky and weird on you. So align those up on your 8.5 by 11, because we're going to work with, I mean, you can make them like, you can use a legal size paper document if you want to, so you can get more images, because you're essentially going to cut these out anyway, and then you're going to place them on those little cards underneath of your heat source. Typically, you're going to want a heat press. So let's go ahead and get that all started and finished. And so once you get all started and finished, you're going to go ahead and, arrange them exactly how you want on your piece of paper. It's not going to be paper you're printing on, though. It's going to be DTF film, which I will have linked below, exactly the same one that I use. I've always had good luck with the DTF film that I'm going to show you. Let's print.
Still rough around the edges. I guess that some things never change. Yeah, I know that it's been ages, but it kind of feels the same.
Okay, so once we have those printed out, I go ahead and cut them into little sections. They are wet ink. Be very careful with those. Don't smear them. Don't rub anything on them. So I'm going to take that DTF powder, which I will also have linked below. I've had that container for 3 years. I kid you not. I'll have to give you some more projects using that powder. It's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that on there. Just keep that piece of paper underneath of there so you can kind of see exactly where it's going on the ink. On that film, you can actually take the little pieces, and I'll show you in just a second, where you can kind of scooch them around and make sure that everything is thoroughly covered. Make sure all of that ink has got a little bit of that powder on it everywhere, and then just kind of tap it off and then place it aside, going through each one. Ta-da! And you'll see my heat transfer tape up there on the top to the right. That's on, it's a greenish color. I like that one too. That's one of my favorite heat transfer tapes. And we'll keep you can see my little prototype up there on the top right-hand side. All right, so we go ahead and get all of that powder off of those images. We'll go ahead and take that paper. We'll put it right back in the container. Like I said, that stuff lasts forever. And we'll go ahead and put the top back on. And then we're going to go ahead and grab one of those little card holders. Grab a piece of heat transfer tape. One of those images. We'll go ahead and center it exactly where you want it to. Again, you can make these images however you want. Smaller you want, big you want, however you want to place them at, any kind of design that you want. Make sure that you do use heat transfer tape, because regular tape will melt. So definitely make sure you're using heat transfer tape only. You are actually going to be heating these at about 40 seconds on a heat press at about 376 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to go ahead and grab another one. Place it right on top of that card with the heat transfer tape. Now we're going to take it over to my little heat press. One day I'll get a pink one or a mint green one. One day. That's what I'm saving up for. Always make sure that you have parchment paper or Teflon paper. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot my parchment paper. So I think I went back and I actually grabbed, because I was like, no, I don't want that to melt. Because some of that DTF powder is actually like a plasticky film. So you don't want any of that to get either on your platen, on the heat press, or any of your Teflon sheets, because honestly, it's gonna ruin them. So parchment paper is super inexpensive. And you can just toss it. You can actually reuse it too. I've reused mine several times as long as there's no yucky stuff on it. You can definitely reuse it. So we'll go ahead and get those heated up. Put that piece of parchment paper right on the top of it. I use the Teflon just as an extra protective measure for my platen on my heat press. Heat presses are not cheap. You want to keep them as clean as you can. Like I said, 376 at 40 seconds. Let's go.
I'm kinda new with apologies. Holding back, I got history. Yeah. But the way you've been crossing the line.
All right, let's go ahead and release that heat press as it's been 40 seconds. Regular time. I sped this up. All right, be very, very careful. These are very, very warm. I have Raynaud's in my fingers, honestly. It takes a lot to kind of harm my fingers, but just be careful. Use heat protective gloves if you want. Took them over to my glass mat, which is a cool surface. Go ahead and place those on any kind of a cooler surface to kind of speed the process up along. Because when you pull these up, you want it cool. Because look, it comes up clean. How cool is that? And it's with an inkjet printer. You didn't have to use a sublimation printer. Like I said, I haven't tried the white cardstock yet. I typically like that craft color, but look how cool that is. It's kind of shiny. It's super, super cute. It almost looks like it was burned on with a wood burning tool, but look, I mean, you can rub on that and it's not coming off. It's on there for good. So let's get ready to blow your mind with this next one I'm about to show you. Oh, but wait, there's more. Y'all, I got excited when I thought of this idea. I have some white cardstock laying around. I went ahead and used my template that I have available for download within Cricut Design Space. I was like, sublimation is typically polyester or a white material. So what I went ahead and did is, this isn't sublimation, this is just inkjet, right? So I tried some stuff. I was like, I'm going to try this just to see, right? Okay, so these I looked at and I was like, why are these coming off? Why? Like, oh, I need a reason why, right? And I thought about it and I was like, you know what it is? Honestly, I think the solid colors are what stay, but the gradient colors don't. So I wanted to pick some strong colors, right? And I went on my computer and I was like, okay, let's find some stronger colors. Let's redo this, shall we? So I was still getting so frustrated at this point because I was like, oh my gosh, what is it? What is it? What is it? Well, watch. Guess what happens for me? Like on this one, you're going to see that the darker color, which is kind of like more, pigmented, that's staying. See, it's those light colors that just weren't getting anywhere. And that gold, it's not a gold, but it's a yellow, but with that DTF film, it almost makes it look like it's gold. It's super pretty in person. So that's an option if you want to do like a brownish gold color. But like I said, I was going, those color hues that are more strong, those are staying. So I went over to Cricut Design Space and I came up with something. Take a look. I mean, you can use Silhouette, Google Docs to print something out, but I took a few images, changed their color options up, and made them more strong and vibrant in color. So this is what we came up with. Let's go to the heat press. So I showed you all what to do earlier with the heat press. Basically the same exact, not basically, it is the same pressure and time and the same Fahrenheit. And look how smooth it came out. Look, it didn't even leave any of the ink from the inkjet printer behind. And it's not moving. It's not anywhere. It's got the shiny direct to film on there. So I think they turned out honestly super cute. You can make them more vibrant by doing a high print resolution. Mine was just regular or normal or standard. I could have done high, but I didn't. It printed out super, super fast. So yeah, look how they turned out so cute. And the colors are the colors exactly what I chose. If y'all know me, I love my pastels. I love my color. There was a point in time where all I wore was black. And guess what? I don't need to anymore because I'm a colorful girl. But black is slimming. All right. Look, see, not coming off. So exciting. I'm sorry, I get like excited over the little simple things in life. I'm goofy like that. But okay, so there's those. Now next, I had another idea. Like an epiphany came through. One of my subscribers said print then cut. And I thought, oh my gosh, print then cut. I can do that. Let me show you. Okay, here is where I'm like, drop the mic. This is awesome stuff. So I went into Cricut Design Space. This is going to be a print then cut with the print on the cards. So I went ahead and I did put a link to this template, the print then cut cards. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and duplicate these. Make them white. Hopefully I can do this step by step without confusing y'all, clear as mud. So once you duplicate these in white, what it's doing is it allows you to apply the image to the white cards that you're going to use. Because if you do a print then cut, it's basically going to print the image on that sheet and it's going to cut around the image. We don't want that. We just want it to print and then also be able to cut out the card itself with the hanging holes. So I went in, uploaded the images that I wanted to go ahead and use. I used some Cosmos flowers from Cricut Design Space, just for example. And we'll go ahead and duplicate those out. And again, this is taking that original card that I have the file for on tiadenise.com, tiadenese.com. Download that file. Or you can go to Cricut Design Space and find me also. I put the link on my website. So there we go for the Cosmos flowers. So we'll go ahead and put those on there. We're going to go ahead and attach all of those to the 4 white squares. It's going to make sense when you actually go through the process. Believe me, it took me like 2 hours to go, I can do this. I finally got this. So we're going to go ahead and print those flowers onto a white piece of cardstock with the registration marks that will allow us to go ahead and print those out. So we click on that bottom part, not the top one, the second one with the flowers. We're going to go ahead and print that one out, but we're not going to cut it just yet. Send to printer. Print it out with the registration or sensor marks. It'll come right out of your printer, exactly like that. Because if you think about it, if you do this separately, those cards are actually going to print out smaller than the actual images on the Cosmos that are printing out. I had to really think through this thing for a minute. Then you're going to click on the number 1 screen right there. Now you're going to say, I've already printed that. You're bypassing it. You're just kind of tricking it, saying, yeah, I've already printed those out. Absolutely. Click on I've already printed. This is going to allow you to cut those squares out with those Cosmoses on the Cosmos white cardstock page. You're going to see it exactly how it's printing and cutting on my machine in just a second. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to go pretty fast through this. Do you see what I'm saying now? So here we went ahead and we went to the screen number 2, printed them out. Registration marks are good. Then you're going to click on the top screen that has those cards. See, there it goes. Now it's printing them out. Typically, if you didn't do that, it's going to print out all or cut out all of those individual flowers. I honestly hope you guys understand what I was saying. If not, let me know. I can do a separate video, a little bit slower in motion. But here's the cards. I mean, they turned out actually fantastic. I had an epiphany, woke up early and said, I've got to do this. There's got to be a way to do this. And I found a bypass. You can use any image you want. Your logo, Cricut Design Space images, anyway. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I love you guys watching my videos. Talk to you soon. Bye.